Well, hello guys, and good morning from a sunny Castle Combe. There was a storm overnight, but thankfully things look like they're drying out, all ready for the track day today. So the first step is to take the car around and get it noise tested, get a sticker on the windscreen, and then to head off to the driver's briefing in a little bit. Okay, so just pulling into the scrutineering and sound bay, hoping that we'll get a pass today. Shouldn't be too noisy. I know fitting the stage 2 cams has made the exhaust a little bit louder than it was before, so it's making a bit more power, chucking a bit more of that energy away as waste. I think last time we were at 86 decibels, so a long way off the 98 limit for today. So the way this works is the guy holds a microphone about a metre or so from the exhaust. You hold the revs at about, I don't know, 75% odd of max RPM, and then you get a sticker on the windscreen. So this time I think I got about 84 decibels, so not so bad. Right, so trying to extract every bit of performance I can from the car today. So I'm giving it a wash. That's got to add about, I don't know, half a mile an hour on the straights. Definitely worthwhile. So now heading over to get ready for the driver's briefing. Everyone gathering outside the cafe, ready to be sent in for a chat with the guys at Pegasus Motor Club and the Castle Combe circuit safety guys. So now need to get the car ready. A few things to check. So first of all, wanting to make sure the oil levels are good and also that there's sufficient brake fluid, having just fitted new pads. Okay guys, so helmet on, long sleeve jacket, time to head out onto the track. So the first track session's just beginning here at Castle Combe. Looking forward to seeing how the car gets on with the new brakes fitted and the cams and the remap. So hopefully a little bit more endurance this time than we managed last time out. But yeah, pretty close to the front of the queue. They're just finishing the sighting laps. But the weather behind me looks like it might change today, so it might not stay a dry track day for long. So that'll be a new experience for me. I'm very much a fair weather driver, so looking forward to playing with that a bit later. So checking out the competition, there's a row of very fast looking Porsches behind me. So I'll be making sure I'm out of their way as quick as possible when we're out on the circuit. Right, here we go. Just pulling through out onto the circuit now. For the first, I'm obviously going to take it easy for the first couple of laps just while things are getting warm. And it's go time. First press of the brakes, always an important one. Taking it steady. So I've also dropped the tyre pressures by about 10 psi versus what you would use on the road to allow for a bit of expansion when they get hot. So while the car's still not fully warmed up, I need to take it easy on the cornering, but obviously once the wheels and tyres are at the right operating temperature and there's a bit of heat in the brakes, it should be nice and stable for a longer track run. So they're running 12-minute sessions today. Okay, here comes something fast. Okay guys, so that's the end of the first session out in the ST. I think towards the end the temperatures are coming up, the tyre pressures were good. Really solid.
reminds me of the last time I did it. A little bit more power. It's still very much a third and fourth gear circuit here at Combe, but very enjoyable nonetheless. Obviously taking care to cool the car down a bit now, and me, because it is warming up a little bit outside, so I'm going to bang the window down. Yeah, pretty good.
So coming back into the paddock now, seeing the next batch of cars heading out on the right. Taking it steady while the car just cools itself down. Absolutely important.
Okay, time to extract the engineer from the car. Go and have a look. Oh, well, a great first session. The sun's starting to come out now. Ground's warming up a little bit. There's a few interesting cars making their way out here. We've got an R32 GTR that's been fully prepped.
Lovely Mark II Escort, fully restored. That engine bay is absolutely spotless. And a bit of an unusual treat, it's a Napier Railton replica with a 500 horsepower diesel engine. Fantastic. So we're going to head up to get some footage of them on the circuit now. This R32. Tasty 911 Carrera S 991. Not fully given it the beans yet, but yeah, what a lovely car. Mark II Escort absolutely flying around, fully prepped on sort of semi-slick tyres. He's going for it.
So just finishing up the coffee now, heading back up to get in the car for a second session. Make sure I check my tyre pressures this time. Felt like the back was a little bit softer than I would have liked. Not quite getting the heat today, but the sun's coming out, which is good. So looking forward to seeing how it goes second time round. Heading back through the paddock now, just going to have a look at some of the interesting cars on the way back to the Fiesta. It's quite an interesting selection just here.
So a brace of interesting low tie, and here we have a JDM spec Subaru WRX with a rather interesting under bonnet. So running about 370 brake, 2 litre turbo.
Now we have a little trailer about to give birth to an interesting little race car. I'm being distracted by other things. Okay guys, so we're just getting ready to head out for the second session. Tyre pressures are all good. Just in front you can see there's an MX-5, and I don't know if you can quite pick them out, but there's a couple of little fast Novas with sort of 230 on brake. And then back behind there's a rather scary looking Megane with a turbo, so I'll probably have to get out of his way quite quick. Probably a bit more interesting than the last batch, maybe a bit more close to my level of performance in the little Fiesta. So hopefully we're going to have some fun, find a good little buddy and put some laps down. outside. So in the car, it must be about 30 degrees with the jacket, the hat on. It's pretty toasty. But a good session actually. I was catching up with the MX-5 that I just lapped. I lapped at the start, and there's actually a 911 Carrera which can't have been trying very hard, just one car up. So pretty proud of that actually. Not a bad effort. Thank you, little Fiesta. Well done, mate. Well done. Yeah, really pleased with the modifications. It seems to have plenty of brakes all the way through the session. I was really working on lines and gears and car positioning, weight transfer, all the stuff I wanted to play around with on the track day today. So yeah, that was really good fun. Really enjoyed it. Let's give everything a good chance to cool down. I'm going to be chasing this lot back into the pits. Just time to cool myself down a bit as well, get these windows down. Toasty. We mustn't forget to give the adoring fans a wave on the way in.
So one of the special treats you get on the Bristol Pegasus Motor Club track day is people bring along exciting little project cars. So this is a hill climb special. Has two motorbike engines side by side, so it's got 8 cylinders in total. Pretty fast, really short gearing. Right next to a McLaren Formula 5000 Monster, 5 litre V8, single seater. And they're taking these out for a quick demonstration run later in the video. Giving a feeling for the event, really nice, friendly, welcoming people, clearly passionate about their cars. You can walk up to any of the drivers or owners and talk to them about their cars, very relaxed. This Renault Clio wins a top prize in my mind for being most committed through the day. Sounds absolutely lovely. Had a quick chat with the owner about it. And now for one of the high-speed demonstrations. So a range of sort of V8s, interesting Fords, and some hot rods. Have a look at these out on a track in just a second, and you'll notice at the back of the pack we'll also see the McLaren Formula 5000 joining for this session too. Lovely bit of Morris Minor action with some wood panelling on the back. And these big fat American trucks with their V8s rumbling by.
So we're just heading up now to go and have a look at one of the high-speed demonstrations. Some interesting cars heading out, a few hot rods, McLaren Formula 5000, and some interesting sort of single-seater track day monster thing. So we'll go and have a look at those. Now, I don't think I've ever seen a McLaren Formula 5000 car share a track with a Morris Minor, so that's quite a day out.
So making a point of checking the car over, having done a couple of runs now. Obviously brake fluid's all good, plenty of oil left in the engine, but wanted to check out the tyres and brakes a bit. So yeah, looks like fairly even wear on the brakes, not too much dust, no fluid escaping or anything like that. They really are holding out well, and the tyres starting to look a bit motorsporty, clearly been making full use of those. So let's take a little tour around and see what's going on. So there was an interesting Mercedes that was having a smoke issue out on the circuit earlier, and you can see some of the faster cars returning in from the demo. But there's a real range of interesting vehicles to look at while you're here. So this big Chevy V8 truck, wonderfully prepared and detailed. Just a real eclectic mix of people enjoying their cars, showing them off. There's rally drivers, race drivers, you name it. There's a real mix of people here with the Bristol Pegasus Club today. Just to give you a feeling for the atmosphere. And what's this? A Marcos Mantis. I can't say I've seen one of those in the wild for a very long time. Just enjoying the curves. Everyone out just wandering around with a coffee in the sunshine. It's not all race cars. There's all sorts of weird and wonderful creations. So this Landy short wheelbase. A very fast looking Fiesta ST, might I add. Next to Nissan GTR R35. The R32 we looked at earlier. Brace of Loti. So there was actually a novice category, which was nice to see for the track day, so a smaller group for those who hadn't experienced it before. This is quite an interesting looking one. And a lovely Mini with that famous A-Series engine. Small cars, big hearts, and a Union Jack on the roof. Very lovely. Getting up close to that nice Mustang. And an MG ZR, why not? And here's the engine bay of that R32 GTR. I love the neon silicon tubing, that looks absolutely ace. Everyone again just chatting around, poking and prodding, being car guys for the day. Now those small capacity half litre single seaters from Period heading out. Time to jump back in the car.
So guys, the weather's changing. We're now getting a bit of rain falling on the track for the first time today. So expecting a few of the conditions to adapt as we're out on the track. It might be a bit slippy to get started. So I'll be taking it easy. But I've got a little GoPro in the corner up there, so hopefully give you a slightly different view onto this part of the track day. With the windscreen wipers going, Henry getting quite scared, and let's see how it goes. First time for everything, let's give it a go. Yeah. So gingerly heading out onto the circuit for the first time. I think Top Gear would describe this as mildly moist, so the track's still pretty dry to be honest. Giving some fellow YouTubers a little wave there. So pit speed limit is 37 miles an hour, 60 kilometers an hour, but once you cross the line, unleash hell. So the car's actually quite loud inside when everything's heated up. So apologies for the slight distortion on the audio. It genuinely is hitting the limit of what the microphone can pick up while we're out on the circuit. But I hope it gives you a feeling for this high revving B-road monster that I've built. So chasing down a Mini Cooper. It's incredible how much time you can make up by being slightly later on the brakes actually. Braking performance adds almost as much as extra power, I would say, going around the circuit. Hounding them up the main straight up towards Quarry. Again, being slightly later on the brakes really closes up the gap. Hoping I can sneak on by as we head into the S's.
overtaking by consent here today, so no heroes diving up the inside. It's basically all done on a gentlemanly basis. If you see a faster car coming, you tend to move out of the way and back off. Typical lapping in the sort of 1 minute 27 to 1 minute 28 range for me today. Obviously with the track being moist, it was a bit slower on this run. I think this was a 129. It really does make a difference. Even though I'm just as committed and pushing just as hard, you just don't have the lateral grip when you're going through the corners. You'll see really fighting to keep the car online going through the bobbies there. Not sure whether to snatch fourth gear or to let it rev out in third. Cutting to the end of the session. Checkered flag.
Whoa! That's so hot. So hot in here. Unbelievable.
So letting the car cool down for what will probably be one of my last runs of the day. The rain really did pick up in the afternoon, but I had an absolutely lovely time. Thanks to Bristol Pegasus Motor Club, and thanks to all of you for watching. For now, engineer out.